General, I don't intend to talk much about your budget. I think we both know that Congress will make sure that you're adequately funded. I want to talk a little bit about the Mueller report. I think it was inevitable that some people were going to be disappointed in the result or results that Mr. Mueller reached. You can only be young once. You can always be immature. There will be some who were so disappointed in the result that they're going to attack the process in bad faith. I would strongly encourage you to ignore that. Just call them like you see them. Follow the law. Can we agree that if you turned over the Mueller report without grand jury material redacted to only members of Congress, can we agree that there is a material risk that the grand jury information would leak?
I think so.
I mean, that's been known to happen.
Yes, occasionally.
Yes, sir. In a sentence or two, why would that be bad?
Well, because we depend on the secrecy of the grand jury for our whole system of justice, and people have to be assured when they go into the grand jury that these are going to be confidential sessions.
I got it. Can we agree that if you turned over an unredacted report to the members of the United States Congress that included material that might impair an existing investigation or investigations, that there's a material risk that that information might leak?
Yes, Senator, there's a risk.
Why is that bad?
Well, presumably the reason people are interested in seeing the report is because they believe it's important for the criminal justice process to work.
Yes, sir.
Allowing this other information to come out would frustrate, from the prosecutor's standpoint, the system from working in other cases, and from the defendant's standpoint would be unfair, potentially unfair to the defendant.
Let's talk about reputational risk. If you turn over a report...
Excuse me, Senator, could I just add something?
Certainly.
In some of these cases, there are gag orders from the court prohibiting this information from going out.
Okay. If you would turn over an unredacted report containing unredacted information that could raise reputational risk, can we agree there's a material risk that would leak?
Yes, Senator.
Why is that bad?
Well, it goes back to the, if someone has not committed a crime at the end of the day, and in this context, if they're not public office holders, they're private citizens, the government is not in a position to say they did anything wrong, it would be unfair, just fundamentally unfair, to put that information out.
Would that be especially the case if someone thought their communication was confidential?
Yes.
Kind of like Dr. Ford, who thought she was making a confidential communication until some member of the Judiciary Committee or their staffs turned her life upside down and leaked that.
I'm not aware of the circumstances myself.
I'm not either. I wish I were. It was probably the greatest injustice I've seen in the time I've been here. Let me talk a little bit in the minute I have left, and I'm going to land this plane on time, Mr. Chairman. I know you're taking a look at the genesis of the investigations with respect to the 2016 election. Just quickly, can we agree that the FBI is the premier law enforcement agency in all of human history?
Absolutely. And
can we agree that we want FBI agents and Justice Department members to have thought about the world, thought about socioeconomic problems, and thought about how to solve those problems? You don't want a dummy working for the FBI or the Justice Department, correct? But they're not supposed to act on those political beliefs, are they?
No, Senator.
It appears to me, I'm not going to ask you this question, that there were a handful of men and women at the FBI and possibly at the Department of Justice who did act on their political beliefs in 2016. Some of them were for Donald Trump. you don't believe me, ask Secretary Clinton. Some of them were for Secretary Clinton. If you don't believe me, ask President Trump. And that's not right. And we need to stop this from ever happening again. My plane is